Satnam. Welcome to today's class. Today we continue to explore the Yoga Sutras and working with the Sutra DRSYA Uparktam Chitam Sarva Artam. And what that means is, therefore, the mind field, which is colored by both seer and seen, has the potential to perceive any and all objects. And of course, the clue to this sutra is perceive, has the potential to perceive any and all objects. And the word we take out of this particular sutra is DRSYA. What this means is what is seeable. So when we speak about DRSYA, we talk about the external world, that which we can see. We've worked with Purusha, which is the inner light of awareness. That's the part of ourselves that is completely unsullied and unchangeable. We've spoken about Chitta, and Chitta is the mind. And the mind is the way we perceive the world, and the world that we perceive is the DRSYA. So DRSYA is completely at the mercy of our mind, because how we perceive the world is what it becomes for us. We've all heard that we create the world with our thoughts, and these three aspects, when we bring them together like this, really cement that idea that we create the world with our thoughts. We speak about the inner light of awareness, the Purusha, being like a light bulb. And then the body is the lampshade that surrounds that light bulb. So the light bulb on its own is very, very bright. And then we put the lampshade over it and that light becomes dimmed. The Chitta is then the mind, the beliefs, the conditioning, the habits that we have. And we imagine the Chitta as each belief, each thought, each pattern of conditioning that we have is a veil laid over the top of this lampshade, until eventually no light at all shines through. And this is how we perceive the world. We perceive the world through these veils of beliefs, thoughts, habits, conditioning, social norms. So what we want to do is we want to peel away these layers so that we can see the world as it truly is through the light of awareness. DRSYA tells us that the world is ever-changing, it is impermanent, and it can be very difficult for us as human beings to understand that, because we want permanence, we feel safe in familiarity of permanence. And science now, particularly quantum theory, is reinforcing this idea that everything is in constant flux. Change is constant. It's happening all the time. Right now in our body, cells are dying and being reborn. We look out to nature and we see the seasons. And in these seasons, we see spring, where these beautiful green shoots are coming up and the grass is green and the flowers are abundant and there's so much life coming. And then it goes through summer, and at the end of summer, everything dies off. And we see the beauty of these bare trees, and we look at these bare naked trees, and we don't see death, we see stagnance, and we know that in the spring, those leaves are going to come out again and everything is going to continue. So we see this in nature, but we don't see it in ourselves. We cling to what we perceive to be a good experience. And then we even cling to what we perceive to be a negative experience, because the thought of letting go of that, of stepping into the unknown, is so terrifying for us. So DRSYA invites us to observe the transient nature of all things and to remove the veils of perception that keep us stuck in one way of thinking. And those are the ideas that we're going to work with in class today. So you can bring your palms together and come to your heart center. Soften your shoulders, lengthen your spine, tuck your tailbone under. And then just apply those 3 locks. So the root lock, lifting the pelvic floor, the navel lock, pulling the belly into the spine, and the chin lock, gently tucking the chin in towards the throat. Take a beautiful, long, deep inhalation. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And we'll inhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Beautiful. Take a lovely deep breath in. Feel that vibration. And exhale, release. You can bring your hands to your knees. And let's start with spinal flexes. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Keeping neck in line with spine, so the neck is hardly moving at all. Gently awakening the spine. Feeling that beautiful rhythm. If it feels safe for you, maybe closing your eyes and connecting to the inner wisdom. Allowing any thoughts that come up to be seen and to gently move out of your mind. And come to center, move to a Sufi grind, massaging the internal organs. Soften your jaw, relax your tongue. And change direction. Excuse me. And come back to center. Drop your chin to your chest and move into neck rolls, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Notice any tension in the shoulders and become curious about anything that you chance upon and change direction. Make sure your jaw remains soft, no tension. and come back to center. Hands on your shoulders, fingers forwards, thumbs backwards. Lift your spine. Inhale left and exhale right. Keep your spine elevated and get into a beautiful rhythm with this movement. Stay with the breath. And come to center. Inhale. And exhale. Release. And you can open out your legs, taking them as wide apart as you can get them, rolling forwards onto your sitting bones. Now inhale at the center and exhale as you reach your chest towards your toes. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Beautiful. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Each exhale, chest coming just a tiny bit closer towards your thigh. And then inhale up to center, turn to face the right, and relax. Keep using the exhale to soften and surrender. And breathing into it. Inhale up to center, turn to the left, and exhale, relax down. Softening and surrendering. And coming across to center and relaxing at the center. Again, just using the exhale to let go. Deeply relaxing. And curling up, bring your legs together. You can come onto your hands and knees and start moving through cat and cow. So inhale, drop your belly down and look up. And exhale, curling up. Continuing with this movement. Really allowing the body to express what it needs without judgment, maybe speeding up, maybe slowing down. Beautiful, just feeling your way through it. Maybe the hips want to rotate. Just check in with your body and allow yourself a freedom of movement. And come back to neutral. Tuck your toes under. Straighten your legs and press your heels down to the mat. Lift your tailbone up, relax head and neck. And then you can lift and lower alternate heels. Coming back to neutral. Walk your hands to your feet. Grab hold of your elbows. Now relax head and neck. Lift tailbone up. Shift the weight to the balls of the feet so you're tipping slightly forwards. And then try and straighten your legs and relax the upper body. You may want to sigh out of the mouth, a long, deep sigh, releasing whatever wants to come out. And then maybe just twisting gently side to side. And come back to center. Release your arms, soften your knees, curling up. And come to Tadasana. You can take your feet slightly wider than hip distance apart. Make sure the knees are soft so they're not pushed all the way back, but they're also not bent. It's just a softness to allow some movement in the knees. And the movement is we're going to bring right hand to the chest as we twist around following the left hand and then change sides. And it's quite a fast movement. And let's begin. Inhaling to the left, exhaling to the right. Try as much as possible to keep your hips facing forwards. Beautiful. Just get into a nice rhythm, keeping the arms at shoulder height. That's feeling this lovely twist through the waist. Knees soft, inhaling left, exhaling right. And of course, with this movement, we're working beautifully into the magnetic field. Very often, some of the veils that are covering our lamp don't even belong to us. It's the energies we pick up from the people that we're around, the society that we live in. This is acceptable, this isn't acceptable, I can do this, I can't do that. And we carry all of this in our energy field. And so as we move through these beautiful arm swings, we can maybe just imagine that we're releasing and letting go. Just 10 more seconds. And come to center. Take a lovely, long, deep breath in. Squeeze more bund, lift the pelvic floor, the anal muscles, and visualize the beautiful, healing white light of the breath. Feel it as it circulates through your body. Feel the ecstatic aliveness in every single cell. Take more breath in, hold it. 37.2 trillion cells in the body alive right now. And exhale. Come to stillness. Feel what you're feeling. The enormous sense of life, movement in the stillness. Beautiful. For the next exercise, we're going to bring the weight onto the left foot. We're going to interlink the hands underneath the right thigh, engage the toes, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, extend the right leg. And just hold it there with some beautiful, long, deep breathing. Find your focal point, your drishti point, and put all of your awareness on that one point. Follow your breath. Each breath bringing you here and now. And release. Changing sides, bringing your weight onto your right leg. Raise your left leg up, find your drishti point, and extend. Don't forget to breathe. You want to keep breathing. Notice the energy flowing through your body. Last few seconds, stay with your breath and release. Go to Tadasana. And again, take a beautiful, long, deep breath in. Hold your breath, squeeze more and feel the flow of energy. Take more breath in, hold it. And exhale, release. And just notice for a moment the transitory nature of the asana. We hold the posture with focus, with commitment, and then we release and we let go. And everything in our lives has that same quality of coming and going. It is simply our perception that causes us to suffer. Beautiful. So for the next posture, we're going to do an asana called the Holy Fig Tree. So we're going to bring our weight onto the left leg. Bend the right leg. Extend the left arm forwards and bend the right elbow into the waist. So it will look like this, right elbow reaching out, left arm extended. And let's begin. Leaning slightly forwards, engage your navel center. Focus on one point. Keep all of your awareness on that single point. Right elbow tucked in, palm up. Left arm extended, palm up. That's it. Last few seconds, don't forget your breath. You want to keep breathing. And release, changing sides, bringing your weight onto your right foot and lifting the left leg, bending the left knee, left elbow tucked into the waist, right arm extended. Beautiful long deep breathing. That's it. Don't forget to breathe. We focus so much on the balance that we forget the breath. Nearly there. Stay with it for the last few seconds. And release. Come to Tadasana. Deep breath in. Squeeze more bund. Lift the pelvic floor. The anal muscles. Hold the breath in. Allow the breath to circulate. Take more breath in. Hold it. And exhale. And become aware of the sensations in your body. Beautiful. And then bring your palms together. Come up on your toes. Come down. Pause here for a moment. And then drop your knees to the mat. Bring your hands to your feet. Sit back on your heels. And gently lower your forehead to the mat. Allow your shoulders to soften as you relax all the way down. Breathing with awareness. The Siya, the Purusha, the inner light of awareness, the instrument of seeing, the Chitta or the mind, and the seen, the DRSYA, all play their parts during perception. Imagine that the Siya is sitting quietly in its own luminosity, watching from behind the scenes. It sees the outside world through the heart-mind, or the Chitta, the middleman. If the Chitta is clear and quiet, then the seer sees the world as it actually is. And the light is able to shine out into the world for the benefit of all. On the other hand, if our Chitta is busy, then distracting thoughts and emotions create interference, like white noise from an improper television signal. Instead of seeing the world clearly, the seer observes distortion and confusion. Now, for those of us old enough to remember TVs that had antenna, we're very, very familiar with that fuzzy, snowy picture that we would get when the channel was unclear. The sound would be distorted, and it would become quite frustrating to guess what was going on behind the snowy picture and to try to interpret the words in the broken sound. And this is what our lives become like when the mind is busy, when the light is covered by these veils. The world becomes distorted, our perception becomes distorted. And so we invite these blissful moments of stillness. And when the mind is clear, we see that channel so perfectly. The words are clear. High definition stereo surround sound. And this is how life can be all the time. This is how life is intended to be for us. And this is why we practice. This is why we're here on the mat, creating space. Beautiful. And you can very gently roll up, coming onto hands and knees. And tucking your toes under. You can straighten your legs, press your heels down to the mat. Lift your tailbone up. And then looking up between your palms, step your right foot between your hands. Drop your left knee to the floor and really allow yourself to sink down. Now, if it's a little bit hard on your knees, you may want to pop something underneath your knee because we're going to be here for a little while. And then bring your torso up. Now, making fists with the thumbs curled underneath the fingers. So the thumbs are tucked into the fingers. And we're going to take the left fist and we're going to push it really hard into the solar plexus. And then with the right hand, we're going to push that fist forwards, lift up the chest, sink down the hips, and move into long, deep breathing. Now, this is an active posture. Your body is leaning slightly backwards. Your left fist is pushing into your solar plexus and your right fist is pulling away from your body, even as your body pulls backwards. Hips sink down and breathe. Beautiful, long, deep breaths. Make sure you're staying active in this pose. Feel what you're feeling. Notice the sensations in your body. Right fist pulling away, torso leaning back, and left fist pressing hard into the solar plexus. Stay with your breath. Each exhale, allow your hips to sink down even more. And as you begin to feel challenged in this posture, remind yourself that it will end. We're not here forever. So sink down, stay connected. Beautiful. Find the joy knowing that it will not be forever. The last 10 seconds. Beautiful. Release your hands, tuck your left toes under and step back to down dog. Take a lovely long deep breath in. Squeeze more bund, lift the pelvic floor, lift the anal muscles, hold the breath. Visualize the breath as that healing white light and allow that light to circulate through your body. And exhale. Beautiful. Now step your left foot between your palms. Drop your right knee down onto the mat. Let your hips sink all the way down. And then coming up, thumbs curled inside the fingers. Now we have the right hand pressing into the solar plexus, the left fist extended. Sink down through your hips and lean back. Active posture, leaning back, pressing the right fist into the solar plexus, and the left arm now pulling away from the chest. Beautiful. Sink down deeper into your hips and allow your breath to carry you. Feel yourself more and more connected to the pose. Breathing more and more deeply into it. Letting go through the hips, sinking down through the hips. Beautiful. With each breath, connecting to the transient nature of where you are. Allowing yourself to be completely okay, knowing that this will not last forever. Nothing will last forever. Everything is in constant flux. And release. Hands to the mat, tuck the right toes under, and step back to down dog. Press your heels down, lift your hips up, and breathe into it. Take a beautiful, long, deep breath in. Squeeze more bund, lift the pelvic floor and the anal muscles. Hold the breath in. Take more breath in, hold it. And release. Drop your knees to the mat. Bring your big toes together. Take your knees apart and rest your chest between your legs, forehead on the mat, arms extended. Breathing into it, softening and surrendering. And gently curling up. Good, so preparing for Maha Mudra, we remain seated on the left heel. We extend the right leg forwards. Now, bring the left heel to the center so that you're sitting on the perineum. Apply your 3 locks, Mulband, Uddiyana Band, Jalandhar Band, keeping those 3 locks active, spine straight. Reach forwards, and if you can, grab hold of your big toe. If you can't reach your big toe, just hold wherever you can, and begin breath of fire. Beautiful. Keep your breath strong and powerful. You want to keep the spine straight to allow the energy to flow. Checking in with your body as you keep your breath strong. Feel the sensations in your body. And Thich Nhat Hanh says, it is not impermanence that makes us suffer. What makes us suffer is wanting things to be permanent when they are not. And this is one of the central themes of yoga and most spiritual practice, is non-attachment. But it really seems like it is our human nature to become intensely attached. And DRSYA in particular reminds us all things are transient in nature. It does one no good to become attached to relationships, to thoughts, to beliefs, to careers, to objects. Beautiful. And inhale, coming up, and exhale, changing sides. Bringing the right foot underneath the buttocks, underneath the perineum, left leg extended. Reach forwards, grab hold of the big toe, engage all three locks, and begin breath of fire. Powerful breathing, spine lovely and straight. It is not impermanence that makes us suffer. It is wanting things to be permanent when they are not. And feel into that. It is wanting things to be permanent when they are not. Powerful breathing. Keep the breath strong. Applying pressure to the big toe if that's where you're holding. The soft mound behind the big toe holds the meridian for the pituitary gland. Keep the breath even stronger. Last few seconds, stay with it. Beautiful. Inhaling, coming up, extend both legs out in front of you. And then take a long, deep breath in. Hold the breath, squeeze more band, lift the pelvic floor, lift the anal muscles, keep the breath in. Take more breath in, hold it. And exhale. And then you can take your legs about hip distance apart, just so that there's a small space between your legs. And I want you to just soften your body down into that space. So whatever that looks like for you, turn your palms to face upwards and deeply relax. Practicing Long, deep breathing, allowing each exhale to teach you the lesson of impermanence, of flux, of constant change. Each breath is born and dies, and another breath is born, and another breath dies. And we feel this constant rhythm that we see all around us in nature, constantly, all the time. We accept the rhythm of nature, but believe we are exempt from it. And these veils, these illusions, these perceptions that we have cause us suffering because we cannot see the impermanence of all things. Softening, relaxing. And when you're ready, gently curling up, take a lovely long deep breath in. Exhale all the way out through the mouth. Inhale. Last one. And just take a moment. Feel the sensations in the body. And when you're ready, coming to Sukhasana, to easy pose. Beautiful seated posture, spine straight, crown of the head reaching up. You may have your hands in Gyan Mudra resting on your knees if that feels right. And just check into your body. Check into your heart. Feel the rhythmic beating of your heart. Check into your breath. And then allow your awareness to settle at the point between your eyebrows by rolling your eyes inwards and upwards towards that point. Staying active at the third eye. And then take your attention to your breath. And start to engage conscious breathing. Inhaling for the count of 4. Exhaling for the count of 4. Each breath bringing you into here and now. Each breath bringing you closer to the inner light of awareness. Enlightenment occurs when the heart-mind is totally clarified and purified of all possible negativity that causes our suffering. Such rare, enlightened people radiate unconditional love and acceptance. The pure light of the seer can shine through their eyes completely. Looking at them is like looking into a clear mirror of the soul, in which we can see ourselves reflected exactly as we are, not as we think we are. The world around us is not the same as it was a moment ago, and its changes are not always predictable. When our expectations are not met or a sudden tragedy befalls us, we can move on more easily when we understand the temporality of ourselves and our surroundings. The seer within, the Purusha, is our only rock, and connecting our consciousness to it can ground us and carry us through all matter of events and experiences. Take a beautiful, long, deep breath in. Squeeze more band, lifting the pelvic floor and the anal muscles. And then visualize that beautiful healing light as it spirals up your spine. Hold it at the crown of the head. And exhale. Release. And you can prepare for the final relaxation. Coming to Shavasana or any other comfortable relaxation posture. Perhaps covering yourself with a blanket. Really allowing yourself to be as comfortable as you can be. I relax my feet. I relax my feet. My feet are relaxed. I relax calves and thighs, hips and buttocks. I relax calves and thighs, hips and buttocks. Calves and thighs, hips and buttocks. Relax. Relax abdomen and chest, hands and arms. I relax abdomen and chest, hands and arms. Abdomen and chest, hands and arms. Relax. I relax face, eyes, nose, mouth and tongue. Face is relaxed. My entire body is completely relaxed, filled with peace. And in this space of deep peace, I am in the conscious, permanent light of awareness that pervades in the impermanent, changing universe. I am a conscious, permanent light of awareness that pervades the impermanent, changing universe. I alleviate my suffering by distinguishing between that which changes and that which never changes. I accept the transient nature of all things. And there is peace within me, peace around me, peace in all the world. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You can start to bring your awareness to the rise and fall of your chest. Very gently rubbing your thumb across your fingertips as you move your toes. You can take your arms above your head, have a beautiful stretch. And then hug your knees to your chest. Drop your knees to the right as you look over your left shoulder. And change sides. Come back to center, rubbing the soles of the feet and the palms of the hands together. And when you're ready, gently rocking up and coming to Sukhasana, to easy pose. Hands together, come to your heart center. May the long-time sun shine upon us. All love surround us, and the pure light within guide our way on. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Satnam. May you have a very, very beautiful day.